Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko. Kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sinabi ko sa kanya, pag pinatay ako, patayin mo si TVN, si Lisa, at si Martin Gonzalez. No joke. No joke. Nagdiling na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag ka tumigil lang. Hanggang hindi mo magpatay sa lahat. And then he said, yes.
Nakakabahala ang mga pahayag na narinig natin nitong mga nakarang araw. Nandyan ang walang pakundangang pagmumura at ang pagbabanta ng planong ipapatay ang ilan sa atin. Kung ganun na lang kadali ang pagplano sa pagpatay ng isang presidente, paano pa kaya ang mga pagkaraniwan na mamamayan? Yung ganyang kriminal na pagtatangka ay hindi dapat pinapalampas. Yan ay aking papalagan. As a democratic country, we need to uphold the rule of law. Ako, bilang pinuno ng Executive Department at lahat ng mga nanunungkulan sa pamahalaan ay may sinumpaang tungkulin na tutupdin at pangangalagaan ang konstitusyon at ang ating mga batas. Kaya hindi tama ang pagpigil sa mga halal ng bayan sa paghahanap ng katotohanan. Hindi na sanang hahantong sa ganitong drama kung sasagutin lamang ang mga lehitimong katanungan sa Senado at sa House of Representatives. Ang katotohanan ay hindi dapat itokhang. Tapos na sana ang usapang ito kung tuto pa rin lamang ang sinumpaang panata na bilang lingkod bayan ay magsabi ng totoo at hindi hahadlangan. Imbis na diretsahang sagot, nililihis pa sa kwentong chicheria. Hangad ko na matuldukan na itong mga pangyayaring ito sa parang matiwasay at magdadala sa atin sa katotohanan. 12 taon din ako nanungkulan sa magkaparehong kamara ng Kongreso. Batid ko ang kapangyarihan iginawad sa kanila ng taong bayan at ng ating konstitusyon. Dahil dito, iginagalang ko ang kanilang gawain bilang isang independenteng sangay ng ating republika. Kahit ang buong executive branch, lahat ng mga ahensya ay hindi nakakaligtas at parating sumasailalim sa kanilang masusing pagsusuri. Bilang isang bansa, marami tayong mga paghamon na dapat harapin at mga suliraning dapat bigyan ng lunas. Sa kabila ng mga pambabatikos, nakatuon ang aking pansin sa pamamahala. Ngunit, hindi natin ikokompromiso ang rule of law. Kailangan manaig ang batas sa anumang sitwasyon, sino man ang tamaan. Kaya hindi ko hahayaan magtagumpay ang hangarin ng iba na hatakin ang buong bansa sa burak ng politika. Igalang natin ang proseso. Tuparin natin ang batas. Alalahanin natin ang mandato na pinagkatiwala sa atin ng milyon-milyon na Pilipino. Magtrabaho po tayo sa ikauunlad ng Republika ng Pilipinas at para matamo ang bagong Pilipinas.
Our next story is from the Philippines. An assassination plot has alarmed the nation. The target is the president, Ferdinand Marcos Junior. This would be alarming on its own, knowing that the president's life is under threat. But what's worse is the plotter. It's his own Vice President, Sara Duterte, the daughter of former President Rodrigo Duterte, and the person who will succeed Marcos if he dies. Yes, the Vice President of the Philippines has threatened to assassinate the president, and she said this publicly during a press conference. She was addressing a question about her own safety, and she said, and I quote, "Don't worry about my security because I've talked with somebody. I said, if I'm killed, you'll kill BBM, Liza Araneda, and Martin Romualdez. No joke, no joke." This is what she said. Now BBM stands for Bongbong Marcos, BBM. He often goes by his initials. Liza Araneda is his wife and the First Lady, and Martin Romualdez is the Speaker of the House of Representatives in the Philippines. He's also the president's first cousin. Now the feud between the Duterte and Marcos families is an old one, but this is a new law. Marcos is not taking the threat lying down. He addressed the Philippines today, and he vowed to fight the threat. It's worrying the statements that we heard from the past days. There are numerous expletives and threats, plans to assassinate some of us. That criminal plot should not be allowed to pass. I'll fight it. So how did it come to this? How is the vice president openly making threats against the president and his family? Let me give you some background. The Marcos and Duterte families are major political dynasties in the Philippines. President Marcos's father was also president. In fact, he ruled the country for 21 years. He was considered a dictator. Marcos Sr. was eventually ousted. He fled to the US, and he died there in 1989. So his family, including Marcos Jr., became political pariahs for a while, but they slowly returned to politics. Bongbong Marcos Jr. became a provincial governor in 1998. He joined the lower house of Congress in 2007 and then became a senator in 2010. His sister, Amy Marcos, is a senator. His son, Ferdinand Marcos III, is a congressman. It's a classic case of dynastic politics, and that is the Marcos clan for you. On the other side, you have the Dutertes. Rodrigo Duterte was the previous president of the Philippines. He served from 2016 to 2022. His daughter, Sara, is the current vice president, the one who issued the threat. One of our brothers is a congressman. Another is the mayor of Davao City, the family's home turf. So it's another strong political dynasty. These two clans, Marcos and Duterte, came together in the last election. They contested together in 2022. Bongbong Marcos for president, Sara Duterte for vice president. It was understood that Sara would succeed Bongbong Marcos in the next election, in 2028, because Bongbong cannot be president again. In the Philippines, you have only one term, one 6-year term. Hence the alliance between these dynasties to keep power between themselves. The partnership was wildly successful. They blew away the competition in the 2022 presidential election. It looked like nothing could stop them, but then cracks started to appear. They had differences over China. The Dutertes were seen as soft on China, especially when it came to Beijing's bogus territorial claims. In the West Philippine Sea, former President Rodrigo Duterte reportedly had a gentleman's agreement with Chinese President Xi Jinping, but Marcos Jr., the current president, has taken a different approach. He's outspoken about China's land grabbing, and he has increased cooperation with the US, bringing in more American troops to help defend the Philippines. That's one problem area. Another point of contention is a drug war. Rodrigo Duterte started it as president. He mobilized the so-called death squads to kill drug dealers. These were extrajudicial killings. Duterte said they were necessary, but now he's being investigated for them, both by the Filipino police and the International Criminal Court, or the ICC. As president, he rejected the ICC, but the Marcos administration says they will cooperate with the International Court. That's problem number 2. Then we have Sara Duterte. She too is under investigation for corruption, for misusing public funds. In fact, she was being asked about this probe and whether she faced any security threats. And that is when she said she had made arrangements to assassinate President Marcos. And she has told the assassin, and I'm quoting again, "If I die, don't stop until you've killed them." This is how the whole situation unfolded. Two political dynasties join hands to come to power and are now at each other's throats. The Marcos clan will make the next move. Sara Duterte might even end up in jail. And then the Dutertes will hit back. So it seems that this feud will definitely get worse.